Sometimes you just gotta think about it, right? Before I send out this tweet, before I comment under this video, is it really that serious?
Not. If it wasn't for Tony.
What's up, guys? Welcome back to my channel. Thank you for tuning in. Today's topic is going to be something that I've talked about before, but like many other topics, I'm going to revisit, and I have so much to say about it, i.e. my last two videos. If you haven't seen those, check those out because that's going to tie in to this video, and I got so much more to talk about. And I'm going to show y'all a major example because I could talk for 10 minutes straight and blah, 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 right? But I want y'all to see what I'm talking about. I want y'all to see the visuals. So it doesn't seem like I'm just blabbing off the mouth. This is something serious. And people wonder why. Y'all know the series Swarm. I talked about this too. It came out on Amazon Prime, and it was a parody of how crazy and obsessive fans can get. You know, a parody of the Beyonce fans, the Beyhive. It's a satire, but it's a perfect, especially if you stay on social media or if you frequent social media and you happen to stumble upon a Stan war or a music debate or this type of debate, right? And you see how vicious it could get. I mean, come on.
Oh my God, hold up.
It's really outrageous. And I feel like as the years go on, as social media grows, all these new social media sites and Twitter, Instagram, they having all these new features, it's giving more people more room and more opportunity to get more vicious and find new ways to attack, and you know what I'm saying? And this is another thing, right? Half of the beefs that's created, you know, the imaginary beef between Aaliyah and Beyonce. You know, Aaliyah passed 22 years ago. Cardi B, Nicki Minaj versus that one, Cardi B versus that one, SZA versus that one, Normani versus that one, Taylor Swift, all these, Ariana Grande, all these imaginary beefs is created by the fans because of toxic stan culture. And sometimes celebrities like Beyonce are great at ignoring it, whatever, she go about her life, but then you got the stans that's like, it's not only Beyonce stans. Even though they're a major one, it is not all of them. It's all the stan bases. I've seen craziness from all stan bases. And here's some transparency, right? Because it's easy for me to be like, but once upon a time, back in the day, and some of y'all might remember me in the YouTube comments, under certain comments, you know, I would like comment back and forth and like have little debates. But that's as far as it goes, you know what I'm saying? And you know, I do my videos, I have discussions. That's as far as it goes.
Nothing more, nothing less.
Art, people get really defensive over art, whether it has to do with music or movies, or just the whole entertainment industry. And you know, another thing I noticed when it comes to stan culture and becoming a stan and fighting and the top two industries, I feel like that have those harsh stan cultures is music and sports. When it comes to acting, and you know, the movie industry, you don't really see like, you have the Beyhive. You don't see like the Angela Bassett hounds. You know, it's like a whole bunch of Angela Bassett fans like, you know, you have people defending her and sticking up for her when she didn't win the Oscar and she had a certain reaction. You know, I made a video about that too. But as far as with movies, it's just like, okay, you have your favorite movies, you have opinions on movies, or a Marvel movie or a Disney movie, people go back and forth and it is what it is. It never really gets out of hand. You know, people might tell little jokes and stuff and it become memes, but it is what it is. Now, when it comes to music, that's when it gets really vicious, and then all these different things coming up, but then they start bringing up the personal lives of the celebrities, and don't let it be an argument with a music artist that has died, because you know that's gonna come up, and then it's like okay, who can go blow for blow, low for low? Who can hit the lowest below the belt?
The lowest is what? 0.
I want to bring up another point. In the 90s, y'all know it was the whole West Coast versus East Coast beef, the whole Biggie versus Tupac. A major factor in that was the media. Tupac and Biggie were really kind of cool with each other and, you know, whatever. But the media put them against each other, and that just, you know, it transformed into the music, and then it's like they had to uphold this image, and then they were on like opposing sides, and it was like, instead of staying friends, they ended up becoming like arch enemies. And even now, you'll see like Tupac and Biggie fans debating and fighting back and forth. You go on the Tupac video and it's like, and mind you, half of these motherfuckers wasn't even born when Tupac or Biggie was alive. But you know, you get older, you discover artists from the 90s, and Tupac and Biggie have sustained their legacies, just like Aaliyah, just like Selena, where people become fans, and then people know that, oh, Biggie was his rival, or Tupac was Biggie's rival, so then they have this favoritism, because it's just like, even from the 90s, back then in the 90s, it was just the idea that, okay, if you're a Tupac fan, you're supposed to be against Biggie. If you're a Biggie fan, you're supposed to be against Tupac. And it's just like,
That is so stupid.
now in the 2020s, you have social media, and that's the main culprit when it comes to pitting artists against each other. And you know, artists start out as friends, and then it starts, you know, a lot of people like to pretend like they don't see it, but a lot of these artists, they stay on social media, they stay on Instagram and Twitter just to keep update with their fans, just to keep update with what people are talking about with them. Because I'm not gonna lie, if I was like a famous celebrity, every once in a while I would like put my name in the search bar just to see what people saying. Or if I got a new movie out or I got a new song out, you want to see the reactions to it, right? But then it's just like this nasty viciousness, and then you see people, and I'm gonna talk about this too, because I feel like I have varying ideas with it. You see like people change their profile pictures to certain celebrities or certain artists, and to me, there's nothing wrong with that, because you know, it is what it is. You have a stan page or whatever, that is what it is. Now, it's what you do on that stand page. Like, you know, sometimes I follow like a lot of Michael Jackson pages or Aaliyah pages. And even back in the day, I even made one. And you see, I still have Michael Jackson as my profile picture because I made this YouTube channel in 2009, right after he passed. And I could have easily changed it to a picture of myself, but as like a legacy thing, I said, you know what? I'm gonna just keep this picture of Michael Jackson, and every once in a while, I update it. The picture with him with the red shirt and the black glasses, that's just like a nice, cool picture to me, so I just kept it. But to me, there's nothing wrong with that, because you still see me. This is my identity. It's not like I'm a Michael Jackson fan, I'm an Aaliyah fan. It's just I talk about certain things, I have certain discussions, and I open up the comments for us to discuss this as a community of people. Like whoever comes across my video or whoever, you know, has subscribed to me, we can all talk about it, you know? But I feel like social media has really fed into people's egos of being a stan of a certain artist, where it's like almost like they're publicists or representatives for this artist. And like I said, I get it, where you want to be defensive, or somebody says something nasty or not the most positive thing about a certain artist, and you reply back. There's nothing wrong with that. Like, that's what discussions, that's what comments are for. Not everybody's going to agree with your opinion, but it's the nastiness, it's the viciousness that when you really look at it, like I said in the beginning, is it really that serious? To me, this is when it becomes more than just being a fan or even a stan, because it's like a stan is like a extra version of a fan, where, you know, you could be a fan, I like this song, I like this album, but you know, make a stan account, you make a fan account, you follow their every move. Well, not to say nothing, but with me, all of my favorite artists have passed. You know, Aaliyah, Michael Jackson, Phyllis Hyman, like all my favorite artists have passed. So it's really about just keeping their legacies alive. You know, any updates with their estates, that's really all I do, you know, like, and having these discussion videos. Because my thing is, I'ma always say this, I don't care, I've said this many times, when you having a debate about music, okay, you can bring up charts and all that and this and that and who sold more. At the end of the day, it's like, why does that even matter? At the end of the day, if you like a song, you like an album, you like an artist, it is what it is. It's almost to the point where like certain stans don't see their favorite artist or celebrity as humans, as, you know, nobody's immortal. You know, it's easy to make death jokes and pull up pictures of caskets and all the type of shit they be doing, right? And I'm gonna show y'all. But it's like, you're gonna die once. Everybody's going to die at one point. So that right there is like,
could somebody please make it make sense?
and speaking of that, just last night, I was on Twitter scrolling, You're laughing at some memes, laughing at some videos. You know how it is on social media. There's a whole bunch of random stuff you see on your timeline. I come across this Michael Jackson versus Beyonce debate, and I'm like, another video of that is coming soon. Oh, people going back and forth, and blah, 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 comparing success and da-da-da, charts, da-da-da. But then one of the Beyonce fans, not surprisingly, took it upon themselves to tweet this.
Wait a minute, hold up!
And it's just like, you see what I'm saying? Why take it to that level? And to them, that's like a means to an end. Like, oh, well, like, oh, it is what it is. Like, oh, this Beyonce's alive. Ha ha. That same type of thing they do with Aaliyah and every other artist they want to go against or whatever, right? And then a lot of people was tweeting it and quote tweeting it like, oh, how could you? This is nasty. Y'all do too much. Da 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 da. And most Michael Jackson fans really don't feed into that. But it was one who I guess decided to, like I said, go blow for blow, low for low, and they responded with this.
Are they ready?
Y'all believe this shit? Can y'all believe this?
You see what I'm saying? The toxicity of the stan culture and defending your favorite artist by any means necessary, to the point where you got to bring up the deaths and miscarriages and this and that. And it's like, okay, at the end of all of that, what got accomplished?
Nothing. Nothing at all. Nothing at all.
What got accomplished? Everybody can share their opinions, but when certain people don't share a certain opinion, they don't share a similar sentiment of someone's talent or whatever, some people become unhinged and they go off the deep end. And
What's going on? You're a dummy, bitch.
it's like, okay, now I'm about to get really, oh yeah, man, let me look up pictures of this, and let me look up pictures of Aaliyah's plane crash, or let me look up a picture of Michael Jackson deathbed. And then they start posting pictures and just like,
Oh my God.
some of these fans, some of these stands are so far gone, it don't make no type of sense. And you would think that most of these people would be like teenagers. You know, like I said, back in the day, I used to be in the comment sections going back and forth. That's back when I was in like early high school, like 13, 14, 15. Now as time went on, like I said, now I do videos where I discuss and we can all gather around to, you know, have discussions about this. But some of these people will be in their 20s and 30s really like, yeah, okay, oh, okay. It's like,
Wait a minute, hold on.
another major point I want to hit is piggybacking off of what I said about these stands and spans, or just people on social media in general, inserting themselves into these celebrities' personal lives, is how they can easily just turn people against each other. Like, for example, I don't know if y'all know, if y'all following all this drama with Xscape versus SWV and all the stuff that's going on where they trying to do a tour, and then it became this debate on who's more famous, who's more popular, who has the better songs, Xscape or SWV, because they got this show where they're trying to do a tour together, right? Then in the Xscape group, you know, it's Tiny, Tamika, Candy, and Natasha. The two sisters are fighting, and then that's the whole thing where like one of them owe the other one money and all this other stuff. And then you got the fans on social media and people on social media and everybody and the bloggers putting them against each other and like really getting vicious to the point where it's like, okay, at the end of the day, we get it. This is on TV. This is for the public to have their opinions about. But people are really like inserting themselves into this, like really getting vicious with this. It's at the end of the day, like Latasha has said in one of her interviews, this is family. This is her family. It's easy for y'all to get on her and do this and say this, but everybody got family issues. The camera is just not in y'all face. It gets to the point where it's like cyberbullying. Like these certain fan bases, certain stan bases, they decide to cyberbully a certain person or a certain group member, and it spirals out of control to the point where she even said, like, how do y'all know I'm strong enough to handle this? Like being in the entertainment industry, you think it's all glitz and glam, and I'm famous, I got songs on the radio, I'm on TV, ha ha ha, I got enough money to buy a big house, and I got this car, and I got a nice family, blah blah blah, right? But it's like the mental health of it all, having the mental stability to handle all of that. And sometimes I see why most people think certain celebrities just stay on social media, they don't interact with their fans. They just post something and let the fans eat it up. I also wanted to add in how you have celebrities and big superstars like Nicki Minaj who feeds into the egos of her stans. You know, one of the major toxic stan bases, and really helps to mold the parasocial relationships she has with her fans compared to other ones who might ignore, who don't really interact. There's many times where I've seen her in so many ways tweet Barbz attack, or she goes against somebody and she gives them like the green light to start attacking them and cyberbullying them. No, even celebrities have caught on to the toxic stan culture and how they can use that in their favor because they know they got millions, thousands of people defending them. Where you have other ones that's like, oh, okay, I know I got this huge stan base, but I'm not paying them no mind unless I want them to buy something. So it's just really interesting. And it's the whole mob mentality for me where certain fan bases, certain stan bases feel like certain artists are a target. Like you have this one artist you love or you like or you really support and you got their profile picture, but then it's like every other artist put it against them, and in whatever other way you gotta like go after them and target them, and it's like they on like a certain like enemy list. Like the enemy list gets longer and longer, and every time, you know, with the Beyonce fans versus Carrie Hilson versus Michael Jackson versus Aaliyah versus
Wow, that's a
sometimes even with like Aaliyah stands versus the Brandy stands versus the Monica stands, and then it's like, okay, back in the day you had like Britney versus Christina stands, and then, you know, Nicki Minaj versus Cardi B, Tupac versus Biggie. It's like,
Why?
I don't know if it comes from boredom or overcompensating for something that's lacking in their own personal lives, that they gotta use the celebrity as like something to draw entertainment from, or like some type of like excitement in their lives because their own life is not that exciting. I don't know.
That's why.
And I really feel like this is something that needs to be studied in psychology classes, because there's a psychology behind this that I feel like I'm explaining and I'm talking about. And maybe y'all can leave some opinions down below in the comments, like where do y'all think these mentalities come from? Because like I said, it's one thing for me to discuss an artist. And I know somebody, last time I did a video about this, somebody was like, oh, you got Michael Jackson pictures in the back? You got Michael Jackson as your profile picture? I already explained that. And that picture I got that as a gift from one of my friends in high school, well over 10 years ago. They knew I was a Michael Jackson fan. They got it for me for Christmas. And I was like, okay. And it's a framed picture, so I said, okay, there's no other place to put it but on the wall. It is what it is. Yeah, as you can see, I got a whole bunch of family pictures. But the Michael Jackson framed picture, I'm like, there's no other place to put it but on the wall. You know, I'm not gonna just take it and throw it and let it collect dust. So if somebody wanna say, oh, you got Michael Jackson on your wall.
That's why.
Where do y'all think the root of toxic stan culture comes from? Where some of them become unhinged and they start going after other artists and other stans, and they go after them by any means necessary, to the point where it becomes cyberbullying. It's like people don't see them as people with just an extraordinary career. Use the bathroom like us, they bleed like us, they have traumatic experiences like us, they have successes like us. It just may be on a higher level, it may be under a microscope because of their fame, but they're still people.
Nothing more, nothing less.
It's a problem, and I think we really need to discuss this and figure out like what's going on. Do y'all see examples of this? What are y'all takes on this? And where do you draw the line between becoming a fan and a stan? And how far is too far? Please, guys, let's discuss this. I can't wait to interact with y'all. I really get this discussion going because I know a lot of y'all have a lot to say. And even off my last two videos I did about Aaliyah versus Beyonce and that whole debate, look through the comments and you can see a little taste of what I'm talking about. Let's really get this discussion going. And please, don't forget to comment, like, subscribe, hit the notification bell. Thank you for watching and listening. I'll see y'all in the next video.